Ladies and gentlefish, welcome back. The United States of America has proven itself to be a great ally and a great friend of the United States of America, of Israel. Sorry. I just woke up. And yesterday, when Keir Starmer, the most testosterone-filled Prime Minister of the United Kingdom it's ever had, and Mark Carney of Canada, and I don't even remember Australia's Prime Minister, decided to wholeheartedly declare that they recognize a state of Palestine before any ceasefire agreement, before any hostages or any defined borders are set up. The United States of America came onto the international stage at the UN and said, guess what, bitches? No. So let's take a look at this clip. I'm Tala Traveling Clat, your favorite Zionist prince, by the way.
United States.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, U.S. opposition to this resolution will come as no surprise. It fails to condemn Hamas or recognize Israel's right to defend itself, and it wrongly legitimizes the false narratives benefiting Hamas, which have sadly found currency in this Council. Council members ignored when the United States made clear that this resolution was unacceptable. The Council instead adopted for performative action designed to draw a veto that extends Hamas terrorists and those who fund them and support them and gives them a lifeline. Let's recall that Hamas started this brutal conflict on October 7th, 2023, when it perpetrated the worst massacre and kidnapping of Jews since the Holocaust. To the approval of its supporters who took to the streets on October 8th to praise what Hamas had done, Hamas promises to repeat October 7th. Despite everything, Hamas has no regrets. The lives of Gaza's civilians in harm's way are mere tools in the project to destroy Israel. Hamas continues to hold 48 hostages. Those who remain alive are captive in a living hell. It has done so for 713 days. We have seen the chilling videos and images of how Hamas has starved the hostages. In this Council, we have heard heart-rending testimony from freed hostages, how Hamas brutalized and sexually assaulted them during their captivity. Hamas is responsible for starting and continuing this war. Israel has accepted proposed terms that would end the war, but Hamas continues to reject them. This war could end today if Hamas freed the hostages and laid down its arms. This resolution has other serious defects beyond just failing to condemn Hamas. First, the United States has stressed since this conflict began that Israel has the right to defend itself. This resolution seeks an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire that would leave Hamas in a position to carry out future October 7th attacks, as it has threatened to do so many times. This resolution draws a dangerous false equivalence between Israel and Hamas. There can be no equating the two, full stop. The hostages in this resolution are a mere afterthought. The United States will never accept this. President Trump will never accept this. He has made clear all 48 hostages must be released now. This resolution also refuses to acknowledge and seeks to return to a failed system that has allowed Hamas to enrich and strengthen itself at the expense of civilians in need. This resolution wrongly references the IPC report with its flawed methodology, changed standards, and clear bias. Gaza has humanitarian needs because of Hamas, and because the international community turned a blind eye to the true use of the billions in aid that it provided. Israel takes clear risks by working every single day with the United States and regional partners to deliver aid to civilians, as we witnessed today. As Ambassador Huckabee said, initial reports show a terrorist arrived at Albany Crossing, driving an aid truck intended for Gaza, and murdered 2 Israeli soldiers. This heinous act betrays the trust in humanitarian efforts. We offer our condolences to the bereaved IDF families. This resolution fails to recognize the reality on the ground that there has been a meaningful increase in the flow of humanitarian aid. However, the UN's own data shows that approximately 85% of UN aid sent to Gaza since May 19th has been intercepted. We must ensure that this aid reaches the civilians who need it rather than sustaining the Hamas terrorists. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, the GHF, supports that goal, delivering over 167 million meals to date to those in need rather than to Hamas. GHF works well, and it is untainted by the extreme failure of other organizations at the UN. The UN and the Council members should support the GHF and other mechanisms, including airdrops by Jordan, the UAE, and international partners facilitating deliveries of food and other supplies into Gaza. These mechanisms have delivered humanitarian assistance and other goods to those in need and denied Hamas the supply on which they have come to rely. So, the United States rejects this unacceptable resolution. It is beyond time that Hamas release every single hostage now and surrender immediately. The United States will continue to work with its partners to bring an end to this horrific conflict for the sake of the people of Gaza, who deserve a future free from Hamas, and the whole Middle East, which is ready to move into a new chapter of peace and prosperity. For these reasons, the United States of America will vote against the draft resolution and urges delegations to join us in voting against it.
I thank the representative of the United States for the statement. I shall put the draft resolution to the vote now. Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S/2025/583 please raise their hand. Those against?
Abstentions.
There's no abstentions. The result of the voting is as follows: 14 votes in favor, 1 vote against, 0 abstentions. The draft resolution has not been adopted owing to the negative vote of a permanent member of the Council. I now give the floor to those members of the Council who wish to make a statement after the vote. I give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
I hope you guys understand why I'm
Thank you, Mr.
always
President.
calling this organization a fucking waste of time. Do you understand how much... I really want you to flow with me on this for a second. Do you understand how much fucking millions of hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars have been wasted just on convening this fucking stupid meeting? Now, again, I appreciate the United States for what they do for us at the UN. I will always say that. But can you understand how dumb it is? They know that the U.S. is going to veto it because that position is made clear before they convene the meeting. And they know that when they go to a vote, the U.S. is going to veto the thing, and it wastes all the time of everybody there. And then they're just going to sit there and posture. Can we throw the UN out? Can we scrap the UN already? Can we toss it out? Nobody takes it seriously. Nobody believes in it anymore. We need something new. The world has split. Yes, it has. It has split into a correct and into a wrong. And we all can see what is the correct and what is the wrong. And we're not interested in having the UN anymore. It doesn't stand for humanity. It stands for corruption. It stands for radical Islam. It stands for radical leftism around the world. It does not stand for what a majority of people around the world want or believe. And we should fight against it. I don't believe it is. It's not some. I mean, if President Trump could leave a lasting legacy before he leaves office, I would say is the U.S. withdrawing from the United Nations, pulling out all funding, and starting something new that aligns with the U.S.'s values, with countries who want to believe in the U.S. or who want to believe in the values of the United States of America. No more apologetic bullshit of we all need to work together. It's just not going to happen. There's too many countries that are funded by Qatar, that are funded by the IRGC of Iran, that are funded by Russia and China, and we're never going to agree on the same things. Pretending like we're going to by all coming together and vetoing resolutions and spending hundreds of thousands of millions of taxpayer dollars for these stupid fucking meetings. What do they fucking accomplish? Tell me. What is the point of them? It doesn't accomplish anything. And even if that resolution were to go in, and let's say the U.S. wasn't to veto it, and the resolution goes, what is it? It still doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. The UN has been condemning Israel for a war that it didn't start for 2 years. Has it made the lives of Gazans any better? No. Has it made the hostages come out? No. No, it hasn't done shit. It's a useless organization. All while, what was UNIFIL and the UN doing in southern Lebanon? Here's a cup that my friend brought me from southern Lebanon. Here's a UNIFIL cup. HIV test, save lives. The Mavin, you understand what the fuck we're dealing with here? This is what the UN was busy doing. Instead of stopping Hezbollah from encroaching and starting another war, they were busy handing out cups, printing cups that say stop the spread of AIDS. These fucking retards. Here, they were busy making shirts like this. This is what the UN, this is the lasting legacy of the UN. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. There's a friend brought me this from southern Lebanon. Equalize, end inequality, end AIDS, end pandemics. This is what UNIFIL was busy doing in southern Lebanon. Instead of stopping the spread of the terrorist group Hezbollah, which is what was purpose was for, they were busy stopping the AIDS pandemic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Fuck the UN. Bye, guys. Love you.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.